Great. So does everybody have their pencils? Let's see your pencils. Great. Everybody have a bulletin? All right. We're going to take 30 seconds, and I want you guys to go back over those words that we just read and underline some phrases and words that you think are important. So we're going to give everybody a chance in the whole church to just have about 30 seconds to just simply sit in the Word of God and allow Jesus' voice to speak to our hearts before we receive Him in communion. Impressive. Look at you all. Yeah, you're really in the Word. I hate to disrupt this. Yeah, this is good. Anybody who gets a Bible today, this is what you should be doing with your Bible. Yeah, the idea is that you take your life and you start to underline things. Okay, so everybody can stop. You can all look up at me. And we're just going to have a discussion. Let's pretend nobody else is here. It's just you and Father Jay. That's it, okay? Don't worry about anybody else in the church, okay? We're just going to have a little chat with ourselves here, okay? And what I'm interested is, would anybody like to raise their hand and maybe share a word that they underlined? Did anybody want to share something? Oh, yeah, that's great. Really appreciate this. Do you want to just, would you just read the word that you underlined there?
Jesus.
Oh, that's a great word to underline. All right, Rocco, I like that. Anybody else have another word that they underlined? Yeah. Okay, Sam, what'd you underline?
God.
Oh, another great word to underline. Boy, this is great. Do you have a word? Yeah, go ahead.
Moses.
Moses. Okay. What word did you underline?
Scriptures.
Scriptures. Yes, you guys are all doing a good job. I don't even need to preach anymore. Let's see if I can get over here to hear what your word was.
Go ahead. Word.
Word. All right. That's pretty simple. I like that. Let's see if I could go the other side. Oh, good. You were going to trick me, right? What word did you underline?
God.
All right, God. Let's see.
Within. Jerusalem.
Jerusalem.
Simon.
Simon. All right. This is like Simon Says, right? Anybody else want to share some words that they underlined? Oh, boy. What word did you underline?
Jesus.
Jesus.
Lord.
Lord.
Prophet.
Say that again.
Prophet.
All right. Prophet. I like that.
God.
God.
Crucified.
Crucified. Yeah.
What's this word?
I can't see it. Redeemed. That's a good word too. All right. So now we're going to put our hands down. And what's so cool about this is you've already underlined a word that God text messaged you. Can you believe that? The first 5 minutes of Mass, God has already sent you a message. Now imagine if you woke up this morning and Sidney Crosby sent you a message. Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah, that would be super cool. Or if you woke up and somebody like Ben Roethlisberger or TJ Watt sent you a note. All those things would be really cool, right? But this is God who sends you a word. I mean, He created Sidney Crosby. He plays hockey better than Sidney Crosby. He invented the whole idea of even being able to do things like Sidney Crosby. So imagine what God has in store for you if in the first 5 minutes of Mass, He's already sent you a message. And that message only you can decipher because it's whatever you've underlined. And I wanted to share with you the words that I underlined. I underlined the word that's the last phrase here, if you look with me in the gospel. Okay, it's a phrase, so it's not a word. He was made known to them in the breaking of bread. Now it says, just here, listen to me. It says, he was made known to them in the breaking of the bread. In that phrase, who do you think the he is? Who was made known to them in the breaking of the bread?
Jesus.
Okay, did you guys hear that? What did he say? Well, I can't even hear you. Who was made known to them in the breaking of the bread? Not my kitty cat still can't hear you. Try that one more time. Who was made known to them in the breaking of the bread? That's a little better. That's a little better. Let's do that one more time. So in a couple of minutes, we're going to receive the Eucharist. And who is going to be made known to us? All right, that's good. This is really good. This is great. So yeah, your throat's getting a little tight now. That's good. So what's going to happen in just a couple of minutes is Jesus is going to be made known to you in the breaking of the bread. And so 2,000 years ago, the first Holy Communion was received, and that's what we just heard about Clovis. And so I have a couple questions. Everybody look at this. You see what I'm holding up here? Okay, so now I'm going to ask some questions, okay? What color is this? Say it out loud. White, exactly, it's white. And you're going to receive a little host that's also white. Now, the question is, what is the color of the Penguins jersey? Black and what else? Black and white. Is there any yellow in it? Yellow, exactly. So it's like black and gold, black and... That's the jersey of the Penguins. Well, the jersey of Team Jesus is white. You see what he's wearing today? He's wearing white. Now, do you all know what happens over here? There's water. It gets poured on people's head. What sacrament do you think this is? Go ahead, say it out loud. It's baptism, exactly. And the baptized babies, they're given a jersey. And what color do you think the jersey that the babies get is? White, exactly. So Team Jesus obviously wears white. And that's what you're going to receive. You're going to get his jersey today. And that's part of what the Eucharist is we get to receive Jesus and we become his best friend. So it's white because that's a sign that he wants to be a friend of yours. And so he's going to come into yours. Okay, now look at this again, okay? So it's white. We all agree it's white, right? What shape is this? So I'm going to give you a choice, okay? Because it could be a tough question. Do you think it's a triangle? No. Do you think it is a square? No. Do you think it is a trapezoid? No. Do you think, what's a trapezoid? Good question. I don't know either. I just thought it was, I can't think of any more shapes. I didn't do well in math. All right, so then, well, what do you think this is? What shape is it? A circle, exactly. It is a circle, in fact. And you know what also is a circle? Are the wheels to the cars that brought you here today. Isn't that pretty cool? Yes, so Jesus wants us to wheel into church so he can wheel into our hearts. On Sundays especially. And that's what's so cool about this is that it's circular because Christ wants to come down into our hearts and be there with us. And he wants us to come every Sunday. In fact, we heard in the gospel today, if you remember, it says the first day of the week. That meant Sunday then. And so every Sunday, let's wheel ourselves into church so that Jesus can wheel himself. And the other thing about a circle that's pretty cool, what do you think if somebody was wearing a ring? What shape is a ring? A circle, exactly. And so sometimes they do weddings in here. What's so beautiful is the shape of the ring is a circle, and it symbolizes this eternal love. So in some sense, Jesus today, he gives us this as a sign of his love, that it's circular because it doesn't stop. It's always there for you. Last question, then we're done, okay? I won't ask any more questions. This is a tough question. You're going to need all your brain power. Can you turn your brain power up? Yeah, you're going to have to really crank it up, okay? And this is going to be hard, and you're not going to answer it right away. Okay, so we got the color, which is white. We got the shape, which is circle. Now the question is, what sound do you think Jesus makes? Just think about it. Don't want an answer. This is not Jesus because this is not consecrated host. This was just something to kind of show you all. But the dear Lord, you see this red flickering lamp here? When the light is on, that means Jesus is here. And I'll give you a secret, but don't tell anybody, since it's just us talking. We never lock the doors of this church. So you always can come to church here, and with the exception of Good Friday, you will find Jesus present here. So now let's see what's the sound that Jesus makes. I'm going to let you listen. Are you ready? And then you can respond. We're going to hear, because Jesus is present here in the tabernacle, so we are going to see and hear what is the sound that Jesus makes. So you have to be really quiet. You ready? What sound does Jesus make in the Eucharist? Yeah. What sound does he make? No sound. Jesus is silent. And so it's in silence that Jesus comes to us. In fact, we even hear this in the gospel that he vanishes and he doesn't make any more noise. He's silent. Yeah, whoa. And the invitation for that is that on Tuesdays, for example, we have the Blessed Sacrament here in silence, and so Jesus waits for us silently to visit him. So when you're on your way to school or when you're away from wherever you are, you can always come, and Jesus is here in silence. And you know what's so beautiful about that? Is when you get in the car, you turn the noise on. When you turn the TV on, noise on. When you get the Xbox thing going, noise on. When you go to school, noise on. When you wake up in the morning, noise on, noise on, noise on, noise on. We got a lot of noise on. But in here, we get the silence, and we can hear the sound of silence, not just a Simon and Garfunkel song. It's also the hymn that Jesus Christ wants to bring to us, because the sound of silence is where we can imagine Jesus being with us and loving us. So in just a few moments, we're going to have First Holy Communion. And you're going to see Jesus' jersey is white because he wants you to be on his team. You're going to see this circular host because he loves you, and he seemingly wants to make sure that love lasts forever. And he's going to come to you in the silence so that your silence of your heart can beat in the silence of the heart of Jesus Christ. Okay? All right.